It's Hollie's Hotspurs back with another one. Chatting all things Tottenham, we're second to none. Special guests every time, if it's win, lose or draw. The passion is high like Harry Kane when he scores. Or when Lloris makes a world-class save. We got Hollie running the mid every game. Settle down, stick around, share your thoughts with the panel. And make sure you're subscribing to the channel. COYS.
Once again, that intro video isn't very timed very well because it says about Harry Kane when he scores, and we haven't seen that for a little while. But nevertheless, for tonight's therapy session, I have Dara from the Spurs Views and Patrick. We'll go around, but I also have Albert, that's already smiling already, as you can all tell. But nevertheless, let's go around the room. So Spurs Views, otherwise known as Dara, how are you on this fine Monday evening, shall we say?
You know what? I'm glad we had this discussion today rather than yesterday because I've kind of calmed down a little bit. But look, I'm doing okay. I'm doing as good as I can be, I suppose. But it's a pleasure to be here, Hollie. Thanks for having me on.
No, I mean, what I say, it's always nice to talk about these things. It's better when we're winning. Yeah. It's always a good therapy session when we're losing. Also, we're joined by Patrick. Patrick, I've seen you've had a little bit of stick the last day or so. How are you coping, my friend?
Yeah, I'm all right. I've been literally, one of my boys said I've been rolled up and put in a spliff. So basically, it's not been good, man. I predicted that we would win. I said we'd win 2-1. I was on the terrace. I said that. I said it on quite a few different things. I thought this would be the game where we bounce back. Harry Kane comes to life. We show some resilience. We show some pride, some passion. The North London derby, rare tear. And obviously, we didn't see none of that. I probably saw the worst performance of worst first half or half I've seen in a NLD and probably as long as I can remember. So yeah, it's really bad. So I'm not good. I'm not that great today, but I'm here, innit? I'm here.
I appreciate it, Patrick. And like I said, it's good therapy. But on the other side, or shall we say down the road, we have Albert, who actually is brimming with a lot of confidence and a lot of happiness today. So Albert, how are you on this fine Monday?
Oh, this has been a fantastic Monday. It's been a fantastic 24 hours. Hold on. I just put my glass on to see the scoreline properly again, man. Woo! This is good, man. Was it 3-1? Hollie, you know what? It's always a pleasure to be on your channel. I just need to see that scoreline again, man. Let me turn up my LED light to make sure it's right. It's 3-1. But no, Hollie, love your channel, as you know. As you say, a decent Arsenal fan, but you know, let me put this out there straight away. Like this, I'm gonna put this into perspective. I'm taking this game in isolation because us Arsenal fans know that there's still a long journey ahead. But for the last 24 hours, we're gonna talk about this on your therapy session. So I'm looking forward to this. Let me take my glass off because I've seen the scoreline already, so it's fine. Let me take it off.
You know, when I said you're a decent Arsenal fan, you've kind of stepped over the line a teeny weeny bit there, Albert. But no, I mean, if it was on the other foot, I think us lot would be ripping into you as well. So I'll let you have your 24 hours. Yeah, exactly. I'll let you have your 24 hours. But welcome to everyone in the chat. As I can see, there's some lovely people in here tonight. No, I'm joking. We have lots of I mean, there you go, cheap slime saying you don't look that happy, Dara. But it's fine, none of us are happy apart from Albert tonight, it seems.
Of course, man.
It's just the way it is. But we might as well just kick it off. And to be honest, the first thing that we kind of all see is the team sheet. Now, from a Tottenham point of view, I wasn't 100% happy. Now, Dara, I'll start with you. There's one man in that team sheet that for me, I'm really not feeling it, and that is Dele Alli. For me, I would have rather seen another person start who's much younger. I think everybody can kind of guess who that person is. Because in the second half, I think he had a lively game. So, Dara, I'll come to you. What are your thoughts on that start of next side? More importantly, Dele Alli, I keep talking about all the time, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, look, I think, first of all, that he's been utilised in a position that's alien to him. And I'm not really sure why he's been used there. I don't think 4-3-3 is working for anyone at the club. And I think he has to change that if he wants to keep his job. But yeah, Dele, man, he looks so off the pace. I mean, he's not doing the simple things right. He never really had much of an energy to his game anyway. He was kind of one of those flamboyant players who just kind of picked off those passes, those runs in behind, playing off Harry or playing in behind Son or whatever. But he doesn't do any of that anymore. And it's like he's lost the hunger to actually be the best Dele he can be. And it makes me sad, to be honest, because we all know there's a player in there. And he's just dropped his game. And he's just, for whatever reason, he can't find it. And yeah, there's no way he deserves to be starting anymore. And it's high time he realised that. He probably needed to go maybe even midway through last season. I remember there was rumours about a loan to PSG and that, but I don't see a way back for Dele at Spurs anymore, which is a shame. Because we all love Dele and we all want the best from him. But yeah, Brian Hill looks a proper player, and I couldn't understand for the life of me why you wouldn't play him. Because he looks like one of those players that can produce a bit of magic when you need it. He's lively. He's good on the ball. He can take a player on. He cuts back. He's a quality player, and he just looks like he could fit the mold of this team a lot better than Dele could at this moment in time. So yeah, I totally agree. Don't understand what Nuno is seeing in Dele's performances to continue picking him, but it needs to stop soon because it's only going to go one way, I think, and that's south.
So. That's the thing as well, because like you said, it's a North London derby. Like if anybody's got a time to show up, especially like Dele Alli, you think, Patrick, it would be them. But we just didn't really see it from him. I don't really know where to go from there anymore.
It's weird because like Spurs views are saying, I don't really understand what Dele's role is anymore. He's been used as a utility midfielder. He his stats in the first few games, he's running around doing a lot of hard yards, putting in tackles and stuff. But that's not really Dele's game. So yeah, in terms of the defensive output, and he's putting in the effort, he is making, he's playing hard. He's giving his all, but I just don't see that player there anymore. Unless he's used as a support striker, where he's kind of floating around the number 10, drifting off the striker, running into the box late, getting on the end of crosses. Like when we had Eriksen, who could create and literally, ping those balls into him as he made those runs, or when Son was actually playing when Kane was actually playing as a striker and would literally hold up the ball and then pass it back to a running in Dele Alli. He was dangerous. But right now, we're kind of not seeing anything. Like in the first half, he had the ball a few times, and he's obviously he's a skillful player, but he's not got the tact and the speed to take his man on and then create something where Brian Gill does. So yeah, for me, unless he's used properly, he needs to be dropped now. I think, to be fair to Nuno, even though I'm not Nuno's biggest fan and we'll get into it, to be fair to Nuno, he has played Dele consistently. So no one can complain. He's in and out of the team. He's not being trusted. He's not had a run of games, blah, blah, blah. Dele's had all of that. And as we've seen, he's not produced anything. He scored a penalty. But other than that, he's been MIA. So yeah, I think it's time he gets dropped. To be fair, there's a lot of players that, I'm going to get into later on. They also need to sit down now, and we need to play the players that are actually going to give their all for the badge and actually make, do something. There's no end product from a lot of these players now. And it's time that we if we don't step up, we're going to end up just sliding down the league. We're already 11th now, aren't we? So it's scary. It's scary.
We're only going to keep going, and that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, like you said, like obviously with Dele Alli, he needs to be played right, but I just don't know where he fits in his team anymore. And you say, well, he needs to play here, but we've got other players that seem to be wanting to output more, and that's the thing. I think the midfield at the moment is just an absolute mess, I think. But I'll come to you, Albert, because the one man that, for me, sometimes in the game yesterday was getting a bit annoying because of his rash challenges here and there. But he kind of sorted your midfield out there, which we didn't really have yesterday, and that is Xhaka. So how impressed were you with Xhaka's performance, obviously with him being out for a couple of games? Were you impressed with his performance yesterday?
Oh, granite. Captain of Switzerland, as Arsenal fans are very keen to remind other Arsenal fans. Listen, we knew, Arsenal fans knew that if Granit Xhaka was going to come back after suspension, Arteta would force feed him, kick him, shove him back into the team. It was going to happen. So not a lot of Arsenal fans are really upset, even for the ones that are vehemently against Granit Xhaka. Want him gone, take him to the airport, back to Switzerland, whatever the case may be. But he actually did okay yesterday. But I think he was pretty decent because a certain Thomas Partey decided to show us and the football how good he is in that enforcer role. But yeah, Xhaka did well. He wasn't rash. He wasn't his usual self, being out of position. Actually had a hand in the goal. You guys might think is a bit contentious in terms of the potential foul on Højbjerg. But from my point of view as an Arsenal fan, it was beautiful to watch. It was poetic. Building from the back. You have to take risks. And sort of before I sort of come back to was I saying?
That's a funny comment still. I like it.
It's a funny comment. But you know what I'm going to say, right? Now, obviously, you guys are probably going to disagree because you're Tottenham fans in it, so I understand that. But there's a thing where when Arsenal playing certain games, the opposition didn't turn up, but they wasn't there. They, this player that no, give the Arsenal man them credit. We turned up and we ripped Tottenham apart in that first 20 minutes, especially. Erdegaard was putting on a masterclass display, picking up, receiving the ball in the half turn. Tottenham midfield didn't know what to do. Our fullbacks in Tarico, Tome, flipping Yasu. Put some respect on this guy's name. People talking about it's only Norwich when he started his debut. I said, okay, cool. He's going to get a test against Dwight McNeil against Burnley. He got that. Dealt with it. And he dealt with your main man, Son. So yes, I'll stop for now because I'll just warm up slowly. Let me just take a sip because I need to taste this drink.
Yeah.
Taste the victory.
I'm glad you stopped. I was about to ask Hollie to boot him off. I've had enough.
Right,
Listen, Patrick, let me tell you something, Hollie. Patrick, I'm one of the mild Arsenal fans. Believe me.
He's
Hollie
right,
got a lot of people to come on.
Oh man, I can't take
this is
this,
inflamed.
man.
But no, it is true what you said because that's half the battle is turning up, and at the moment Tottenham don't seem to be turning up. So you've got to give credit where it's due because you did give us a run of the green. Now, obviously, you've already mentioned the name Højbjerg. I don't know what was going on with him yesterday, but his head just wasn't in it, was it, Darragh? I don't normally criticise the Viking very often, but yesterday, an absolute shocker.
Yeah, no, and to be honest, like I've tried my utmost to be as positive as I can about Nuno and stuff, but I'm sorry, the way he set up that midfield yesterday was diabolical. I'm sure we've all seen that. Well, I'm sure the Spurs fans here have seen the picture floating about of that freeze frame where there's literally no one in midfield for us when our centre back has the ball. I mean, I thought last season Højbjerg did well in that role where he kind of sat in front of the defence, and I know he had his off games the odd time, but he just looks like he just goes missing in games. He's so ineffective where he's playing at the moment. And I know fans would argue that he has a creative output, and we saw that in the Euros, blah blah blah, but he's not doing anything at the moment, really, and neither is Delhi, and they're both lost. It's like they don't understand the direction they're given. Just so poor. And the stuff that Højbjerg was good at last season, breaking up the play, reading the opposition, dropping into that centre back role when he had to, splitting the centre backs. None of that's happening anymore. I know it's a different manager and new ideas, new tactics, blah blah blah, but God Almighty, these tactics are shocking. I mean, if you can't get the best out of the likes of Højbjerg, who we know was a top-class midfielder on his day, you're doing something seriously wrong. It was a great shame. And I think Albert, I'll just pick up on a point there that Albert said about Odegaard. He was fantastic for the first half hour, and it kills me to say that. But we gave him license. He was free all the time. Someone surely, like, after 20 minutes, anyone could see it. He was being given license to roam. So, like you're saying, God, one of our defensive midfielders, either Højbjerg or even Skip when he came on halftime, he kind of shored up the midfield a little bit. But, someone needed to mark him. He was just been given license to play, and you can't give a player with Odegaard's talent license to just roam and spray his passes out wide. It was awful watching it, to be honest. It was pathetic, that entire midfield yesterday. And, it kills me that Arsenal picked us off that easily, It was just embarrassing.
It's all right, Spurs. It's all right. It's all right, Spurs. It's all right.
It's not all right.
Steady yourself, mate. But no, it is true, like you said. Like, you've got to give credit where it's due. Why didn't someone, if it isn't Nuno, why don't the players on the pitch pick it up? They know how to talk. They can communicate. Exactly. They're professional footballers. Like, that's the thing that really infuriates me. And it was the thing between the whole kind of thing. When we can talk about Nuno's tactics, we might as well, Patrick. So I'll come to you. Obviously, for me, the one thing that did tick me off as well is obviously we saw Dyer and Sanchez starting. Now, the only way I can possibly imagine he's gone with that centre-back partnership is because they played so well in the first couple of games of the season before Dyer got injured. Do you think that's why you put him in there rather than putting Romero in? Or do you just think it's like an absolute mismatch of deciding what he wanted to do?
I think, obviously, Nuno definitely got it terribly wrong, but hindsight is a beautiful thing. Like I said, when I saw the team sheet, I wasn't angry. I didn't go into it thinking, oh my God, we're already, on the back foot. I thought it was a good team sheet. The fact that he had Sanchez and Dyer together, they kept 3 clean sheets in the first 3 games. They held out Man City and played like stallions in that game. Obviously, the other 2 games, against Wolves, we had our backs to the wall again, and they kept a clean sheet. Against Watford, it was a bit of an easy opposition, but again, they kept a clean sheet. So I wasn't angry at the partnership. But to be fair, no one turned up in that game. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was said in the dressing room, but it's a North London derby. Without saying anything, you should be up for it. The fact that there's fans in the ground and they're there and they're cheering you on and you can sense the atmosphere, the Arsenal boys are all over you in terms of the Arsenal fans, you should be up for that game. Like I said, I thought Harry Kane, this would be the game where he turns it on. You know, we know he loves a North London derby. I thought he'd put all the other stuff to the back of his mind and get on with it. But yeah, I think Nuno got it wrong, terribly wrong with the tactics. Our midfield was mismatched and misbalanced. Ndombele can't play without two basically holding midfielders or type of enforcers next to him. And you saw the difference when Skip came on. Even though he was a bit rash at first, I think the occasion got to him. He picked up an early yellow, and I was a bit worried, thinking, shit, is he going to get sent off in this game? But he steadied up, and he got about, he put some tackles in. He actually made himself be known, and that's what, to be fair, I'll give you that, Albert. Xhaka, even though, you know, we always get onto Xhaka made sure that we knew he was playing, and he was doing those smart little, like, Fernandinho fouls where as soon as he was getting a bit of momentum or a bit of rhythm, he was fouling someone, he was taking someone out. I mean, the ref spoke to him once and Gary Neville joked about he's going to pick up a yellow, but he didn't. But sometimes you need that, someone that's just going to do the dirty work. We didn't have anyone yesterday that was intelligent, up for it, ready to put a shift in, ready. Well, I say that Lucas probably was the only guy who I could say, you know what, you know, hats off, you actually tried. He was trying to receive the ball, he was trying to make things work. He didn't have the best of games, but at least he was showing for the ball. Other than that, everyone was poor, including Son as well. Son didn't have a great game as well.
And that's the thing, I don't know. I mean, we'll get on to Harry Kane, but I don't know whether it's him that's bringing everyone down with his morale. The Mr. Tottenham, as we like to call him, he's now just in his own little world. I just don't know where to go from it. And the thing with you, Albert, as well, the way you attacked your play, I know we've spoken about how much of a mess we were in midfield and in defence, because let's be honest, I think my nan could have tracked that run in from the first goal. But nevertheless, it's Tottenham for you. I'll let you have your 3 goals. But nevertheless, I think, Albert, the way you actually picked us apart as well with your passes is something that I was just taken back from. I was like, this is the Arsenal that we were laughing about a couple of weeks ago. What's kind of happened in Arteta? Do you think the players have actually starting to play for him again, or do you think they were just more up for this North London derby?
Oh, he has the last laugh. Hollie, let me tell you something, right? We didn't just play you off the park. We took you to Bible studies, church. We took you to the Vatican with St. John Paul. I'll be honest, I was surprised. I know a couple of Tottenham mates of mine, and they weren't too confident going into the game, but they said, you know what, North London derby, they said they're fair play. But even I was surprised. Because Arsenal have been hopeless starting matches well. You speak to any Arsenal fan, whether you're a season ticket holder, you go occasionally, you watch them on the television, we start games terrible. We don't start games well at all, but yes, people might say it's North London derby, but let me tell you, I've never seen, in terms of atmosphere, the best I've ever seen at the Emirates, ever, in my own humble opinion. But we started on the front foot. Our full people say about Son didn't have a good game, for example. I'll take Patrick's point, but he wasn't allowed to have a good game because we had Tomiyasu.
Yeah, no, he did. He locked him up. I'll give you that. Yeah. He locked him up. Locked him up.
Not even Tomiyasu, Toma flipping Yasu.
Oh, stuff.
Did you
Hollie,
see
get this guy off? Hollie,
did you see our right back? Did you see it? Did you see it? I've been saying
to is that he was the one that we were supposed to go after Emerson.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Tough luck. It's done. It's finished. Done. Out of here. But no, Arsenal. That's what I want to see from an Arsenal team is to come out on the front foot for once. Play Saka on the right. Obviously, his best position there. No coincidence he got a goal and assist yesterday. Brilliant. On the other side, and then let me tell you something as well. Because I like to listen to other people talk about Arsenal, particularly mainstream media. Adrian Durham was talking about Kieran Tierney. This left back's better than him. That left back's better than him. No chance. Did you see my Scottish Starlight perform yesterday? Regulon, no chance. Kieran Tierney, Scottish Braveheart, superb. But no, I was proud of the team, man. And Arteta takes a lot of flack. He takes a hell of a lot of flack, and he does not help himself. But I said yesterday in my fan cam I did for another channel yesterday that irrespective of what you think of Mikel Arteta, right? Just that game in isolation, even when I was at the ground yesterday watching the game, I still got my voice, to be honest. But even when it cut to the camera screen and Arteta was pumped, I've never seen him like that before in the 20 plus months he was here. Yes, it was a derby, but at that moment I thought, you know what, Arsenal fans, you know what, we're on his side, man. He was on it yesterday, barking up and down the touchline like he normally does. But yeah, you know what? Fair play to the youngsters again with Saka and ESR. Like, this is not a surprise to us with these two young boys in the team. You know, they give us something other than just relying on the Aubameyang. And I was super proud of them, man. I mean, I've got some keys in my pocket. I think Harry Kane's still in there. Ben White, I think Ben White's in there. Did you see our back four? One thing I've been critical of Arsenal before I finish up, right? I know Patrick loves hearing what I'm talking about and Spurs. Hollie, you put me on the channel, of course. I'm going to top the channel, but I'm going to bask in the glory, obviously, because it's North London derby. But
go for it. Don't last forever.
No, defensively, yes, we had the third best defensive record in the league. But you know what? Sometimes stats ain't everything. Because if you did a stat look at the game yesterday in terms of possession, you had to watch the game, you wouldn't even have thought that performance happened from Arsenal. So stats are not everything, but our defense, I've always said, you know what? Stick with this back five, including Aaron, Rambo Ramsdale. Did you see my goalkeeper? Did you see that save? Did you see it?
To be fair, he didn't have much to do, to be fair. Let's be honest. Yeah, that was a great save.
But Patrick, you know what? You've asked, you know what? You say that, but the mark of a goalkeeper in terms of concentration is when you are called upon, you do your thing. And that save was different class.
Yeah, no, that save was top class. It was. Because the way it was looping over him, I thought he was done. And he still tipped it to the cross.
Yeah, let me put down the mic still, so I'm finishing. So the passion's boiling, man.
I can tell, mate. I can tell. But obviously, we've spoken about obviously your attacking abilities. I mean, Tottenham didn't really have anything yesterday, and we've kind of touched on it down. That is Harry Kane. I mean, before I was kind of thinking, like Patrick alluded to, it's a North London derby. You'd expect Harry Kane to be up for it. He just wasn't, though, was he, Darren? What is going on with that man's head?
Like you can see it in his eyes every time the camera goes to him. He doesn't look that bothered, to be honest. And you know, last season, you know, when we go a goal behind or whatever, you know, he'd be arms up in the air and he'd be going over to lads and he'd be trying to G up the team, but you don't see that anymore. And I don't know, did you see the clip of Sonny after he got the goal? He was going around he was arms up, he was going over, went over the high bear, but Harry was just walking around the field like, I don't know, he was going for a stroll in the park. He didn't care. And it killed me, to be honest. I actually captained him in fantasy and all. I said, this is the week. This is Harry's week. He's going to come back.
That was a bad mistake, man. That's a terrible mistake.
No, but North London derby, all-time goal scorer.
North London derby, I can understand that. that.
And I said, you know what, if he's not up for this game, you know, come on, give me some slack here, man. Come on. But I just thought, like, this would be the game, similar to what Patrick said earlier, that if he can't get up for the North London derby, the man is lost. The man is lost. And I don't know, do you guys feel the same? But I don't even feel the same connection with him anymore. It's like he's playing for a different club or something. It's just
he's heads in the M6, man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's already. I don't know. Is he ringing Pep every night with a little sob story about Spurs or something? But he ain't playing for the Spurs shirt anymore.
You know what? I think Nuno needs to be brave now and drop him. I honestly think he needs to be dropped. Yeah. I've had enough now. I've defended Harry Kane, you know, to the cows come home. He's my guy. I love him to bits. But right now, this version of Harry Kane, he needs to be dropped. I'm sorry. He shouldn't even be making the squad. He's fucking terrible at the moment.
No, I must sorry, Patrick, to kind of. He made a beautiful assist yesterday, man. That was brilliant.
Stop.
Go, Rich.
I was going to interject when I saw this and said, but if he shouldn't have lost it in the first place, to then have to try and practice it. That's the thing.
The way he fell over the ball as well, it was comical, man. It was like, it was so clumsy. So clumsy.
It's like me when I'm playing FIFA and I just whittle the sticks to try and do something. It's horrendous. But that's the thing. I just don't know where I sit anymore. You want to back him, and then you think to yourself, "But you're not trying for me." I know. Don't get me wrong. There's so many players you could grill But for me, for Harry Kane not to have a North London derby, I just don't know. I mean, it'd be quite nice, Albert. Don't gloat it too much, all right? But it'd be quite nice from your point of view. What you kind of take your stance on Harry Kane? Do you think it's time for him to leave? Like, what's your kind of thoughts?
You know what, Holly? I had some notes written down for this podcast, because I thought, you know what, I love coming on your channel when I get the chance, to be honest with you. But you know what, I don't even need the flaming notes anyway. Let me just talk, man. But you know, it's the Kane thing, right? I said it. Sorry, Holly, when you came on my channel, I don't know, 7-8 months ago, whenever it was, with Everton Rose, right? I said about 2-3 years ago, if I was Manchester United, I would have broke the bank to go and get him, and they didn't. They could. United have got the financial clout to get him. Yes, City have got it as well, but I could see him at Manchester United, but obviously it didn't happen. But with Kane, you see, with a 6-year contract thing, right? Whoever his advisors are, they should be sacked. You should sack him. I don't care if it's his brother, cousin, someone who knows, who put him in touch with an agent, super agent, whoever it was. Because how are you going to sign a 6-year contract with no clause, man? That's mad. The only reason I said this, you guys, you're interested in what you guys think Patrick and Spurs views, and Holly, obviously, like, I can only think when he signed that 6-year contract, right? I think he signed it. Was it the year before you got to Champions League final, if I'm right? I think he thought he was going to win trophies at Tottenham. That is the only logical explanation I can think why he done it. Yes, you got to Champions League final a year later. Didn't happen. To be honest, I wouldn't even have played him in the final. That's just my opinion, because how are you going to have a man score a hat-trick in the semi-final to get you into the final, and he don't play in the final? Yes, I know
Harry Kane wasn't fit as well. He declared himself fit, but he wasn't fit. Yeah,
madness, bro.
Yeah, you let me.
So with Kane, he's heads in the M6. I don't particularly feel sorry for him, because I think if he really wanted to move, and like I said at the time, yes, maybe you thought he's going to win loads and loads of trophies at Spurs. Like I said, it's only been since, was it 2008?
This guy now, but to be
I'm not lying though, am I?
No, to be fair to Kane, when he signed that contract, Tottenham were on the ascendancy. Poch just extended. We were playing fantastic football. Pretty much, we were wrapping everyone up. And the way, Tottenham, like historically, don't reward their players with massive salaries. So I know that's kind of changed recently. And the way we were doing that is, extending people's contracts and then giving them a higher wage packet. So that's how we kind of wrapped up all these guys with new contracts. And yeah, at the time we were flying. Tottenham were doing well. Poch had extended. I'm sure Poch was telling them, and Daniel Levy was telling them the stadium's about to come into fruition. Tottenham will continue on this ascendancy. But it hasn't happened that way. And now, obviously, halfway through his contract, he wants to leave. The thing is, as well, I mean, I think all decent Spurs fans had wished Harry Kane goodbye. We'd all accepted that he was going to leave in the summer. But Man City never came in with a decent bid. And that's why we kind of got stuck in this crossroads where Harry Kane thought he was going to go. Even the fans thought he was going to go. But the bid didn't come in. And we kind of are stuck now with a dejected player that doesn't want to be here. So it's a horrible situation for both fans and Kane, if I'm being honest. And something's got to give, man.
And that's the thing for me. Oh, sorry, go on, Albert. Go on.
No, I was going to say, can I pose a question to you, Holly, and the rest of the team?
Yeah, go on then. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go on.
You see, with the manager thing, right? Now, Nuno came with a good rep. He did well at Wolves. I must admit, he did well at Wolves. But I think even if you speak to Wolves fans, they was kind of like, you know what? This guy maybe have come to his end at time with Wolves, and maybe he wasn't going to take him any further. But because you guys were linked with so many managers, I must admit, forget the Arsenal Tottenham thing, right? I've never seen a football club who need a manager go for so many managers and not get any of the targets that you were actually talking to at the time. I've never seen that before in my lifetime. So how did you guys feel at the time when obviously Mourinho got sacked, and who did you want to come in? And out of the names that sort of were thrown about, like nobody's business, who did you think was going to come in realistically at Tottenham?
Go on. Anybody else want to go first?
Okay, so Ten Hag, I was really interested in him and I wanted him in. Nagelsmann was one of my first picks before, but as soon as we heard he was linked to Bayern Munich, we knew that wasn't going to happen. Marco Rose was another one that I was interested in. Brendan Rodgers, but I kind of knew he wouldn't leave Leicester for Tottenham. But then I was also looking at Graham Potter. If we were going to stick to a Premiership manager, Graham Potter's fantastic. He's a coach, so he's kind of. I don't want to link him to the Pochettino type of mold of manager, but he is kind of similar to that, where he can coach players and get the best out of them. Defensively, he's solid. He gets the best out of his attacking unit, and he plays exciting attacking football. Brighton actually play good football if you watch them. So yeah, those are the managers I would have went for. But when we were linked to, Fonseca,
Lapatek,
yeah,
I've got some more on the list if you want me to reel them off. I can. Is there any more?
Like an alphabet, isn't it?
And it just goes to show that there's actually no plan at Tottenham. There's no direction, and that's why we're stuck. And I think Nuno's a great guy. He's a lovely guy. He speaks well. He's very honest, but he's not the manager we need. I don't even really rate him as a manager. I can't lie. I was never for Nuno. I was never happy when he came in. Underwhelming. Obviously, we got to back him, but already I can see he's out of his depth massively.
Yes, but Arsenal boys are in the chat, man. He must have come to the party, man. Bring the party poppers, bring the crackers, bring it on, boys. Come on, lads.
It's bad, man. All jokes aside, we are really, really in the mud right now, and I don't see it getting better anytime soon. That's just me being real. It's not looking good.
Darragh, do you want to go next? Go on.
Sorry? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I would have gone for Potter myself. I just thought with the managers we were linked with from that list, I thought Potter would have been perfect.
Yeah.
You see the way he plays with that Brighton team. I remember I put a tweet out when we were linked with the likes of Poch returning, which I never saw happening. Linked with Conte, which would have been fantastic, but again, never saw it happening. Just similar with Mourinho to Conte, it's just Levy won't work with him. Levy won't give him what he wants. So it'll just end up similar to Mourinho. I know people are saying, Conte be different. I didn't think Conte would have been a success at Spurs. I think he's an unbelievable manager, but he wouldn't have got the amenities he would have wanted from Spurs. He probably would work at 99% of other clubs in the world, but Spurs, no. So I just thought Potter would have been, because I think Nuno was a panic. He was an absolute panic. We realised that none of the boys that we wanted actually were going to come. And then we panicked with Nuno. Like the fact that we gave him a 2-year contract, I mean, that's a slap in the face. If you're Nuno, you're going, these guys don't really want me. And, it's coming to show why they didn't want him in the first place. It seemed like when Paratici came that the list of managers changed. I would start questioning some of the decisions he made over the summer too. We were humming and hawing over a few million for Tomiyasu and then ended up with Emerson. Emerson is probably a great player. I never knew much of him, but Tomiyasu looks a top right back, and we were humming and hawing over him the whole summer. And it seemed like we had this list in our direction we were going, and then Paratici was like, actually, no, we're going to go this way. So I don't know. But yeah, I wanted Potter. I think Potter would have been the man manager we needed. He's a good coach, and he has teams playing attractive football. I mean, that's surely what we wanted and what we were promised. So I didn't think we were going to get that with Nuno, and don't think we're going to anytime soon.
It's funny because I as much as I love Arsenal and whatever, I pay attention to social media and I see how other fan bases are, and some of your fan base when Graham Potter was mentioned, some of them was reaching for the sick bucket.
Yeah, man, it was disgraceful. I couldn't understand it.
Hollie, you know what? You need to just cut the show early, man. That's terrible, man.
Oh no, it's bad, isn't it? But the thing is, I know it's bad because Poch was at Southampton. You know how much I hate Southampton.
Yes.
And to see someone else come from the South Coast into I weren't feeling it. But it is true, like you've all kind of said, Potter was the one, and he's the one we've let go. I mean, I think if they win tonight, they go top, don't they? And this says it all, doesn't it? Yeah. Really, we've missed a big one. I mean, going back to who I wanted, I think for me it was Ten Hag, but that was never going to happen. That was me just fantasizing, basically. But I think the biggest constant problem is right here. He is the problem. I've got the bald-egged head behind me as well, man. For everything that's happened, if he backed Poch when he did, the team wouldn't have gone stale. Then we wouldn't have sacked him. Then we wouldn't have got Jose in. Then he wouldn't have sacked Jose right before a final. It just always leads back to that egg at the top, and it's rather infuriating. And this comment here as well, it would be easy for Spurs to replace Daniel. I think we've been trying for a very, very long time. I think it's only now that we're going on a straight decline downwards that everybody's actually coming up to the notion that actually we sold out an Anthony Joshua fight on the Saturday to then lose a North London derby without even bothering turning up. I think now people are actually realising, hang on a minute, they're not here for the football. They're here to make this place an entertainment place. And don't get me wrong, the stadium's lovely. We all want that, and it would be great to see if that money is then reinvested into the football. But they own an investment company, and all investment companies do is invest in other things. So I don't know whether they can invest.
We know that only too well at Arsenal. Don't worry about that. We know that only too well.
I mean, look, it says it all. I mean, I love it. But it's a very difficult one, I think. And I think this is the only thing. I know it's very hard to say that Tottenham fans and Arsenal fans can relate, but I think that's the only constant is our owners. I think that's the only one thing we can actually look at each other in the eye and be like, things could be a little bit better, I think. And
I totally agree with that sentiment, Hollie.
You like that?
My cheekbones are touching the ceiling. This is a beautiful one. This is beautiful.
Look, all three of us are smiling now. We're all agreeing on something. It's amazing. It's wonders what talking can do. But no, I mean, like I said, Arsenal played brilliant football, and I just don't know what's next. I mean, talking about Nuno, Dara, do you think how long has he got left, do you think he's got as long as till Christmas, or do you think because it took so long to get Nuno in and there's really no one else on the plane to think, actually, we'll get you in, do you think it could be the long haul?
I can't see Nuno outlasting his contract, put it like that. I can't see him lasting too much longer if it continues the way it is at the moment. I mean, I don't think there'll be like a fan revolt, and I feel sorry for Nuno in a way because he's way out of his depth, and I would think he's starting to realise that himself. He looked so dejected after that Arsenal game. He kind of came out and basically said, I got it completely wrong. And like, while that's fine, you can't keep saying that. You mean the man's we conceded 9 goals in 3 games against teams. Well, at least 2 of the teams I would have been hoping we would have got something from it. I was definitely expecting to be Palace, and I was going in with hope of beating Arsenal. Chelsea, all right. Look, Chelsea are a top class team, but I just don't think you can forgive a blip if you can get over it. But if the football continues the way it is at the moment, I mean, I thought we were lucky to beat Watford and Wolves, to be honest, as well. I haven't seen us play one good game this season since the City game. Even in the Conference League, we looked poor enough against Rennes. So I don't see how long Nuno has got if he continues the way it is. He needs to change his style. He needs to change his personnel. I'm sure he's just getting to know which players he can trust and not trust, and what systems he's operating. But yeah, some of these performances have been kind of unforgivable, to be honest. So I would say if we lost, say in hindsight, if we lose to Villa and Newcastle, I think there'd be calls for his head. Hey, we could do that. We would be very liable to do that.
If your downfall is done by Steve Bruce, then you're definitely the new manager.
Exactly.
Like, Newcastle have beaten us quite a few times, you know. Like, don't laugh. And we lost to Aston Villa last year at home as well. That was literally the day before Harry Kane's ill-timed interview with Gary Neville. So it's possible, man. And I said the same thing, Spurs views. I think that we lose both those games and he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
Like, you can already see it. The players ain't playing for him already. Even Lucas come out and said, yeah, the tactics were wrong. We were told to boot it long. We didn't know what was going on. We weren't allowed to play. So it's like these guys are being told what to do, and it's not what they believe in. I mean, there was no midfielders showing for the ball yesterday. Lucas was dropping to get the ball. After a while, you guys sussed that out. The thing is, Arsenal actually had the intelligence to read the game, and so did Arteta. None of our guys, including our manager, has done that in any of the games where we've been losing. Yeah, there's big problems there, man. And, you know, we can lose a game. We can all lose a game. You can get battered in the game. It happens in football. But there's been no reaction from players or manager for the last 3 games. And we were quite lucky to even get a 2-2 draw in our Conference League game as well. We should have lost that game if we're being honest. So things ain't looking good, man.
No, they're definitely not. You know what? I actually think the scoreline flattered you yesterday, to be honest. And that's not even taking the mick. I think we should run by more. I think where we was 3-0 up at half time, when you're 3-0 up in a derby or when you're 3-0 up at home, the emphasis is not to go and press for 4, 5, and 6. The game was right.
It's just contain it, innit? Just keep that lead.
Aubameyang, I've never seen him. He turned into a prime Duncan Ferguson. He's winning headers against your centre backs. That should never be happening. He's winning his own flick-ons and running onto it.
Yeah, you guys were up for the game in every capacity, and we just were flat and we weren't on it. And you guys, even though you had a lot of new players playing for the first time in a North London derby, it looked like you guys got it and got what it meant. Where we got players that have been playing it for years and they still didn't get it. It's crazy. It's mad.
And that's the thing as well, because Brian Hill was the only one that came on and thought like he was going to be about it. Do you know what I mean? He's only been there a couple of months and he already knew, right, I'm up for this game, whereas nobody else seemed to be. It's just, I just don't know where to go.
Be honest, right? When you knowing your record at the red carpet, did you think you was going to come there and get a win?
I did, and it's only because of how bad we've been. I thought there'd be a reaction. We know how tough it is at the Emirates. Don't get me wrong. Even in our best of years, we struggled there. But I really thought we would see some sort of reaction, especially from Harry Kane and the other guys. Like when I saw the team sheet and I saw a lot of regulars in there, I thought, yeah, okay, these guys are going to be up for it. But obviously that didn't happen. And to be fair, that's the best I've seen Arsenal play in such a long time. And you guys were playing us off the park in everything. Aggressive, you were more aggressive, you were more assertive, you were winning second balls, you were passing us off the pitch. Yeah, that's
the key word. And when you mention aggression, I don't mean aggression in terms of going around smashing people up in the air. I'm talking about, I was watching things off the ball with the way Ramsdale was just geeing up the fans, the way he was fist pumping with Gabriel and the hugging and the chest pumping. I was like, yes, this is my team.
Yeah, they were up for it.
Absolutely.
I feel like I should have done this as well, but there we go. He had the right idea.
That was terrible as well, There was just
that wasn't great either, to be honest, Radical.
Just sport's horrendous, isn't it? Really, I mean, for me, it
is, Hollie. It's horrendous. It is.
It is, man. It really is. But this is the thing. I mean, I just want to throw this out there because obviously there was a lot of upheaval with Jose, but at least with Jose, we were getting results and we were in a cup final. I don't know where to go. Do you think it's because there's too much chop and change that's been in the last 2 and a bit years? It feels like an episode of EastEnders supporting Tottenham Hotspur at the moment. It's been so much swapping and changing, so much this, so much that. So, Derek, could you maybe throw some responsibility in the fact that, I know I've gone back to the owners, but the way that this has just been dealt with after the whole sackable offence of Pochettino. Now, we all know that Pochettino was probably coming to the end of its tenure because he wasn't getting anywhere. He wasn't getting the back and he wasn't getting this. It was just going stale. So do you think maybe this, not using this as an excuse, but do you think this is maybe why the players are all over the place and the management's all over the place?
Very possibly. And I mean, it took a while for Jose to actually implement his style and things like that. But you could see what Jose was trying to do even from the minute he came through the door. With Nuno, I don't see that at all. You could see what Jose did with Kane and Son. He made Kane a playmaker, and it was one of the best years we've ever seen Kane. But at the moment with Nuno, I don't really know what he's trying to do. We know it's 4-3-3, but that's just not Spurs really. Never has, never will be. Don't see how he sees what he sees and then translates that onto a game. I don't really get what he's trying to do. But yeah, I do definitely take your point. Obviously, the sacking of Poch was one of the darkest days we've had at the club. I mean, this man made us believe again. Made it like growing up supporting Spurs was, as all of us know here, bar Albert, of course, it was quite depressing. Yeah, he knows, he gets it. No, but it was quite depressing, and it was for years, and we never really thought we would reach heights that we did until, the likes of Redknapp and those Champions League nights. But again, we didn't really compete. Then Poch came and it all changed, but then sacking him, you would have thought that there was, a plan in place or something like that. I don't know how, I don't know where exactly it went wrong. Probably that summer that we bought no one, and we didn't understand what Poch meant by this painful rebuild, and we were all kind of looking at each other at the time going, what is he really talking about? But now we all know exactly what he was on about, and that a lot of these players were coming towards the end of their peaks, the likes of Toby, Jan, Dembele, Eriksson. And I mean, the recruitment, I think it has to go back to the recruitment as well. The recruitment of this club has been diabolical. Some of the players we brought in the last couple of years, I mean, no offense to Sessegnon, he's a young man and everything, but he has been very poor anytime I've seen him, and I still have hopes that he will be good, but God, he looks poor for 30 million. And the players we've got in to replace Dembele, supposedly, and Dombele for 60 mil. Oh, it's like there was no character profiling done in these guys before or something. Lo Celso and Ramiro going off to South America again, another absolute circus. But like, yeah, I just think the recruitment, there's so much wrong with the club at the moment. You could actually write a book on how bad the situation is. But yeah, I do agree, Holly, definitely. There are people behind the scenes that need to take account for what's happened. And I thought that's what Levy was doing this summer by coming out with that statement saying, okay, we got it wrong with the European Super League, blah, blah, blah. That was a fiasco too, which they should have all been sacked for that alone. That was an absolute disgrace. But yeah, here they were, and they were promising all these, you know, oh, we're going to get our identity back. We're going to get in the manager that's going to play the Spurs way, and we've been left empty-handed again. Shock.
And all us fans are the ones that get cut short once again. I mean, Patrick, the only good thing is that I now have Harry Winks with a bag on his head. So the fact that he didn't play at the weekend is probably the only good thing Nuno might have done at the weekend. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the squad selection, it's a difficult one because I do think the starting 11 was probably right, bar Brian Gill not starting. I thought, when I looked at the lineup, I was confident and positive that they were putting a shift, but the balance isn't there. And like I said, I don't know if for me, Ndombele is our most creative player, so you would like him to play. But when he does play, we're not really seeing anything, are we? He's not tracking back. He's not really putting a shift in. He always has to come off after the 60th minute, which, you know, as a professional footballer, is quite concerning. He's been there for a while now. He should be up to pace he should be up to speed with the pace of the Premier League. He still doesn't seem to get that. So there was no one to really get on the ball and link the midfield to the attack. I know Harry Winks. I know, Hollie, you were joking about Winks. Winks probably wouldn't have done that yesterday as well. You know, even Winksy as well, you know, bless him. He's a nice guy, good lad, decent player, but he seems to have regressed at Tottenham. And that's what we're seeing now. A lot of these players, instead of getting better, they're regressing. Dele Alli, Winks, Eric Dyer. You know, there's a lot of these guys that haven't improved and they're still young. Their ceiling should be going up, but they're not. They're actually getting worse. So, like you said, Dal, Spurs Reeves, the recruitment is really poor. The coaching also needs to be questioned as well, because what's going on in training? These guys don't seem to be getting coached. And yeah, it's, you know, I don't know. It's obviously the back of a loss is hard. Off the back of a loss to your North London neighbours is even worse. And it's not like we just lost. We got played off.
Sorry, I want to get more red and more colour in the stream.
You know, I know all my friends are gloating. We're getting bantered by everyone. You know, I'm even seeing Newcastle fans and Leeds fans banter us right now. It's bad. It's bad. We're in a bad place.
It is awful. I'm just glad I've got a bar in the garden, you know, just sneak out there when I need to. But Albert, I mean, I come to you, Albert. Obviously, it's all well and good saying, "Oh, there you go, you've won the North London derby." But do you actually see yourself carrying on this momentum now, or do you think it's only going to last for so long?
This is Arsenal we're talking about. You know, you do know that. Even though you're Tottenham fans, you do know. That's why I said it at the beginning of the stream. Let me make this very, very clear. I will take this game in isolation. That's why I'm smiling so much. I smile anyway most of the time anyway. Being Nigerian origin, we like to be positive and smile. But, you know, this because of the last 24 hours have been, you know what, to tell you a little story before I come answer your question, right? Even my manager at work, I said to him, you know what, I need to go early. I've got an important live stream to do, you know. He said, what's it about? He said, I'm going on the Tottenham channel, you know. He said I can go home early. Even he knew. He's an Arsenal fan. He let me go home early because he knew how important this was to me. But anyway, now with Arsenal, like I said, I'll take this game in isolation. But look, we have got a lot to do. There's a lot of fundamental problems at this football club, on and off the pitch. We have inexperience in 3 key senior positions at Arsenal. I've never seen that at any football club in my lifetime, and I've said that. I'm old enough to remember to see a lot of football in terms of Arsenal. 21 plus VAT, Hollies, I like to say.
I like that line.
We've got a lot of listen. So we can take the 3 points yesterday, trust me. But Arsenal fans are not stupid. We are not stupid. We know with this team we can throw in some horror shows. We've got a tough game on Saturday, away to potentially the top of the league in Brighton. So we've got a long way to go, man. So don't get it twisted. Yes, we'll take the 3 points, back-to-back games. You know. Grow confidence, get some team structure in terms of having the same 11. Mikel Arteta, I've said for time, and many Arsenal fans would agree with me, this guy does not have a clue who his first 11 is. But he hasn't got any excuses now. He's had a lot of players come in under his stewardship at Arsenal. No European football, No more excuses. Get a settled 11. Be more ruthless, and get us somewhere back. Was Arsenal going? Yeah, like I said, I like people to listen to what I'm saying. So as I said at the start of the stream, we know the bigger struggles ahead. Trust me.
No, and that's why I like you, because you can have your bit of banter, but then you're actually reasonable. So that's why I like you coming on,
Well,
because
there
you
you
say it how it is, man. That's what I'm saying. But obviously for Tottenham, we have to look ahead. Obviously we've got. I don't even know where this team are in the Conference League on Thursday, so I don't think there's even point talking about it. But obviously the big one at the weekend is Villa. So Dara, I'll come to you. Let's just give me a whistle-stop tour of what you think's going to happen, and hopefully it's a little bit positive. But at the moment, I don't think it's going to be.
No, look, I'm going to be positive because, look, if we're not going to be positive about Spurs, we may as well just throw the hat at it. Look, we have to pick ourselves up. I know we hear the whole narrative, past players and stuff like that have been tweeting lately about, need to show a bit of character. Now's the time more than ever to show it. Hopefully we can use Thursday as a bit of a springboard. I'd like to see us smash a team, knock a few goals in, get a bit of confidence into some of those players. Nuno needs to make changes, and that needs to be personnel and it needs to be tactics and formation for me. So basically change everything. But yeah, like he needs to start Hill. I would not play 4-3-3 ever again. I never want to see that again. He needs to play a defensive midfielder. It looked like we weren't playing one at all yesterday. I didn't know who was playing there in the first half at all. Was it supposed to be Højbjerg? Because he wasn't there. He was coming out left. Dele was, I don't know, playing Ring Rosie with Ndombele in the midfield somewhere. So yeah, he needs to be very clear, Nuno, very explicit about what he wants his midfield in particular to do. I would play, do you know what? I hate playing three at the back, but because our wing backs are who they are, and that's Reguilon and Emerson, I don't think Emerson, judging from what I see in the first couple of games and from what reviews and stuff like that, he's supposed to be brilliant going forward. We haven't seen much of it yet, but he's supposed to be. And listen, we're not exactly blessed with the amount of talent we have out wide, and with Bergwijn injured, and Hill looks like he's more of a number 10 than he needs to be. Yes, as John said there, I think we need to play like a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2, same thing. And we play Højbjerg and skip midfields, and Ndombele in front of them, or Hill. I don't mind, I don't care. Just get someone playing in a pocket. Really, really a good structure to the team, because the team just looks all over the place. Kane isn't coming back to collect those balls like he was last season and spraying them. He's not doing that at all. Son's not making runs in behind, really. He's kind of sticking out wide. I just think their positional acumen needs to be changed for the weekend. But if he does those things, which I don't think he will, what I expect him to do is play his stupid 4-3-3 again. But yeah, look, I'd be hoping for a reaction. I think we could beat Villa. Villa are a very kind of topsy-turvy team. They haven't really set the place alight yet. I know they made some brilliant signings in the summer. Ings, I thought, was a brilliant signing. Bailey is a huge, or Bailly, or whatever way you want to pronounce his name, brilliant signing. Buendia, outstanding. The recruitment was fantastic, and we could learn a bit from Villa, to be honest. Because I would have taken all three of those players at Spurs, to be honest. But yeah, I think we could beat Villa. I think I'd be hoping for a narrow win there. But yeah, I wouldn't count my chickens before they hatch, because Villa are a decent team, So, but yeah, I'd have hope.
I think that's all we kind of. Well, I mean, it is the hope that kills you, but nevertheless, I mean, this is the thing, Patrick. I mean, I hate Danny Ings, obviously, because he's from Southampton, but he does now play for Villa. So that being said, we need to try and keep him quiet. And now that all my mates around here love and die for Danny Ings, I know what a true striker he is. So that being said, do you think we'll keep him quiet? Hopefully, if we set up with the 5 or the stupid formation that Nuno goes with.
The way things are going, I can't see us getting a result. I'm sorry to say it, Spurs views. I'm sorry to say it. I know you're, on this positivity tip, but I'm just being real. Like, just seeing the way we're playing, the players definitely don't have any confidence. I don't think the players believe in what Nuno's selling them. And also the way we're setting up, I can't see it. I think Villa will beat us. And I don't think they beat us convincingly, but I do think that they'll probably beat us. They seem to be, right now, a lot of teams are more in tune with their formation, their tactics, and their setup than us. And even when you watch a lot of teams like your Leeds, even Newcastle to a degree, they kind of know what they're doing. I'm not saying they got the quality there, but at least they know their formation. They know, they're listening to what the manager's saying, and they understand their roles. And I think that's key. Our players don't know what their roles are. Harry Kane, what is he doing right now? Sonny, like you said, Spurs views, is he running in behind anymore? No. Is he getting the ball facing up and toasting the player like he used to? No. Dele Alli isn't the Dele Alli that to be fair, Dele Alli hasn't been the same for the last 2 or 3 years. And I think it's time now we're just honest with it and cut our losses and, reinvest somewhere else. Our centre-back partnership or pairing, we still don't really know what the best partnership is because Romero has to come in at some point. We paid all that money for him. He was Serie A Defender of the Year last year. There's no way he's just going to sit on the bench. But then it's who does he play with? So right now we've got a lot of questions. And until we figure that out, or until Nuno is smart enough and brave enough to make the changes and pull the players out that don't need to be there, we're kind of in trouble. So I think the Villa game, unfortunately, we don't really have the time to set up and really go at it because a lot of these guys will also have to play in Europe because we don't have a big enough squad. Like Harry Kane was playing last week in the Conference League, and realistically, he shouldn't be touching that league. That should be for the up and coming striker or the second striker. But because we don't have the depth, we're basically going to burn these players out as well, which is another concern. So yeah, I'm not feeling optimistic. Hopefully things will change because as quick as they can be bad or rotten is as quick as they can change in football. We all know that. But right now, I think the Villa game comes too soon and we'll probably lose it.
Oh no, it's just really depressing. I mean, we went through a phase of having no depth. Then we went to a phase of having depth, and now we have no depth and no quality. It's very depressing, the fact that it just hasn't worked itself out. We've had so much time to sort it, and it's just... I don't know. I mean, I'm going to come to you, Albert, because I don't want to leave you out, all right? Now, it'd be wrong for me to ask you for...
This has been beautiful to listen to. Don't worry about me. I'm chilling, man. Smiling. Looking at Go on. Sorry. Go on.
I obviously don't want to ask you a score prediction because, obviously, I feel like you might just have a bit of fun there. But
no,
from someone who's on the outside, obviously, take your rivalry aside, do you honestly see us getting anything with Villa? Do you see us getting...
Is it away?
No, it's at home, I believe.
Ooh, I mean, Villa got a 1-0 at Man United fucking Saturday. Jeez. This league's so difficult. I'll tell you what. I think it will be a draw.
A draw.
A score draw. Yes.
Oh, a score draw.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. I mean, we went from 3-0 defeats to a 3-1 defeat. So, we're slowly getting there. We're getting a little bit better each week.
Yeah, I mean, I could easily come in and just go, you're going to go and get pumped at home. I mean, I'm not, I don't make you feel even worse than you already feel already. Having an Arsenal fan on the show.
No, I do appreciate that. But yeah, it's going to be a long season ahead. We were kind of bantering you at the start of the season. It was going to be long for you. But,
Yes, he was. I
remember
very, very well. Yes. Yeah. Let me stay quiet. Let me when we meet each other,
I know.
It's all right. It's all right, Hollie, man. It's all love.
The worst thing was as well, yesterday, I tweeted that Tottenham women were top of the league. But then Arsenal's go top of the league about 20 minutes later after they finished their game. Oh, this is fabulous. Brilliant.
I thought of you straight away when I was mingling with the Arsenal fans coming out the Emirates and, we just rejoicing. I thought, let me stop for 5 minutes and send Hollie a little video and tag her in it, because, people don't... Yeah, I was going to come on the show regardless of the result and I would have stuck to my word. Believe me, I would have come on here. So to come on here with a nice 3 points at the red carpet, as it goes, it's nice. Nice company to meet Patrick and Spurs view, so it's all right, man.
Oh no, I can see you've thoroughly enjoyed yourselves. It's
been fantastic, Hollie.
You got to give it to him because, like he said, he would have come on here regardless, and if we would have won, he would have been outnumbered. So I rate you for that. So yeah,
thanks, man. Tottenham get battered. Yeah, come on, you gunners. Come on, boys.
Oh my days. On that note, I'm going to go around the room. So Albert, I'm going to start with you. Where can everybody, if they feel like laughing at Arsenal when they lose again, to go and chill on Albert's channel, where can they find you, Albert?
Well, as you can see on the screen, people, Albert JTV. I don't obviously I cover Arsenal content, but I try to be original with my content for people that have seen it. So there are other football clubs fans I get on there and general football topics as well. So people, if you want to come and check out the content, maybe even want to even subscribe even to an Arsenal fan. But yeah, Albert JTV, Twitter handle at AUMA57. Don't think about it, people. Come and don't be hard to be bitter. Just come and subscribe and come and hit the like button. Come and poke it or touch it. What are you gonna do?
Down now, Albert. Steady on, boy. But no, honestly, Albert, like I said, there's only a few Arsenal fans that I get on with, and you are one of them. So, like I said, you've had your fun tonight, but we've also had
No, the banter aside, listen, I've been on your channel before. Hollie, I love you to pieces. We met and we bonded. By right, like I said, we should hate each other's guts, man, supporting rival clubs. But I love you, my Tottenham wife. But you know, yesterday I had to enjoy myself, but I always got time for you. Keep doing the amazing work on your channel. Big up to the boys that support your channel and you know your content. And I'm here for you, Hollie, man. Trust me, it's all good.
Thanks, mate. When I need to cry and have a gin, you're there, mate. After something.
Don't worry, man. I'll come to Eastleigh, man. I'm gonna come watch you play ball, man. The Eastleigh, the Ronaldo Eastleigh.
I was going to say, they can defend and track a run better than the Tottenham squad at the moment, so you're in luck. So it's all good. But no, thank you, Albert. I do really appreciate it. Patrick, where can everybody find you? Do your thing as well. I must say, you are living lavish at the moment, my friend. Tell everyone what you've been up to.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm here, there, and everywhere at the moment. But my Twitter handle is Patrick Tyrant, just PatrickTyrant. And our channel is called Views TV Official. So yeah, hit us up, give us a follow and a like and all of that. And then I've been on the TFT The Terrace quite a few times recently. And then I've just been on, just featuring on everyone's channel. So it's all good, having fun with it. So yeah, nice to meet you guys.
You're doing your thing, bro.
And bond and talk football. And to be fair, I mean, yeah, it's tough being a Tottenham fan at the moment, but it's easier because I'm with all you good people. So yeah, it's all good.
Pick yourself up, Patrick. No, like I say, it's always a pleasure to have you on. And yeah, keep doing your thing because I love watching.
Sorry, host. How could I forget? I'm also with the COYS.com channel and we record.
I was going to say.
How could I forget that? COYS.com, massive platform. I record with them every Monday and then we do the match kind of previews on a Friday. So yeah, I'm jumping off this soon to go on that. So yeah.
Well, you better be wearing your jumper, mate. You better be wearing your jumper.
Yeah, the hoodie. It's a bit, you know what? I almost thought, to be fair, I almost didn't put any Spurs things on at the moment because I'm just so dejected with the team. But
tough,
where we are.
Tough. Yeah, very tough.
But no, thank you, Patrick. I do really appreciate it. And Dara, where can they find you doing all your thing? Like I say, you're top quality as well. Where can they find you?
Yeah, thanks, Hollie, again for having me on. And lads, absolute pleasure talking to you. Yeah, lovely to meet you. I'll definitely be giving both these guys a follow.
Same.
But yeah, you can find me, guys. I'm only on Twitter at SpursViews_ if you want to hear more of my rants. I'm usually as positive as I can be. But drop me a follow. And guys, whatever you do, if you're watching this and you're not already, please subscribe to Hollie's channel because she does some quality stuff every week.
Definitely.
Top notch stuff.
Hollie, my Tottenham wife. Go on, girl. That's it. Go on.
Right, thank you. It wouldn't be possible without you lot coming on and everybody else in the chat. Like I said, with these shows, I am so bad at trying to keep up with comments. I mean, look, Chris has arrived at the right time. I mean, look at that surname. It's majestic. But anyway, like I'm saying, like I said, I wouldn't be able to do it without you great guys coming on and the chat going. So thank you all so much. And like I said, hopefully we'll all be smiling like Albert next Monday when I do this show. We're under our belts.
But fingers crossed.
We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully the football gods above us are with us, but I'm not too sure. But like again, thanks to everyone in the chat. Thanks to you guys joining me on the channel. And until next time, I'm going to say it because Albert's here. Come on, you Spurs!